Good day, students. My name is Sir Philip, and I will be your teacher for today's discussion on world history. So before we proceed, let's have a prayer first. So let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Father, we offer everything and thank you for everyone gathered here today to walk with you. May we ask you for your blessing and guidance so that the activities set for this undertaking be successful. We ask you to open our eyes to see the wonderful things from this activity, and we ask that you to open our ears so that we may retain the invaluable knowledge. Open our minds for us to think wisely. Put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities. Open our hearts so that we may receive your everlasting love, and open our spirits so that we may know that you're with us all throughout the day. We ask all this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. So, how's everyone doing? How are you guys? Good?
We're good.
Very good,
We're
sir.
good, sir.
Very good, sir.
All right. Very good. That is good to know. Miss Secretary, do we have absences for today?
There are no absence for today, sir.
Good job. Very good class. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming into class today. That's wonderful. Now, before we proceed with our discussion for today, let's see how well you understood your previous lesson. Again, what is Hinduism? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes.
Hinduism, as I learned, it is considered as the oldest religion in the world and the major religion in India.
Very good. Give yourself a thumbs up for a job well done. All right. So before we start the lesson, we will have an activity first, and this is called Guess Me Not. All right. So the rule of the game is simple. All you need to do is choose the best answer that corresponds to the given question. The students who will answer it correctly will have additional points on your short quiz later on. Understood?
Yes.
Did you guys understand?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Understood po, sir.
Let's start. So, what is the religion of the Jewish people? Is it Judaism or Buddhism? Jeffrey. Again, what is the religion of the Jewish people? Is it Judaism or Buddhism? Anyone?
Sir,
No.
Yes.
I think it's Judaism.
Let's see if you got it correctly. Good job. That is correct. The religion of the Jewish people is Judaism. Next, what type of religion is a Judaism? Is it atheistic religion or is it letter B, monotheistic religion? I want to hear it from Mitch.
Sir, monotheistic religion po.
All right, let's see if you got that correctly. Good job. That is correct. The type of religion on Judaism is a monotheistic religion. Next, who is considered as the god of Judaism? Yes, go ahead.
Yahweh, sir.
Yahweh. Let's see, Jeffrey, if you got it correctly. Good job. That is correct. Yahweh is considered as the god of Judaism. Next question. What do Jew calls the Old Testament? Is it Quran or is it Tanakh? I want to hear it from Quinces.
Sir, it's Tanakh po. Tanakh.
Tanakh, let's see if that is correct. Wonderful. That is correct. Jew calls the Old Testament as Tanakh. Next question. Where did Judaism originated? Is it from Egypt or Israel? Marielle.
Israel, sir.
Israel. All right, let's see if that's correct. All right, wonderful. That is correct. Good job, class. You did a great job answering those questions. Now, as promised, those answered correctly will get additional points on the result of your short quiz later, okay? But basing on that activity alone, what do you think is our topic for today? Anyone?
Sir,
Yes, Jeffrey.
I think it is about Judaism.
That is correct. Class, our topic for today is the origins of Judaism. All right. So, for you to understand it more, I prepared an activity called What's Happening. So, I will group you into four pairs, and in this activity, you need to share the ideas and thoughts about the phrases, keywords, and questions you will see on the handouts uploaded on Google Drive. So, link will be posted on the chat box. And to discuss your answers, we will be using the social media platform Twitter. All right. Each pair will have 5 minutes to finish the activity and 2 minutes for your presentation with a representative presenting it. Are my instructions clear?
Sir,
Yes po.
All right. Good
Yes,
job.
sir.
You may now start. So, sorry, for pair one, you'll do handouts one, pair two, handouts two, pair three, handouts three, and pair four, handouts four. So, again, you may now start. All right, last 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You should have, or you should be brainstorming now. All right, last 2 minutes. you should have someone who will present your report or your outputs now. Last 1 minute, students. All right, 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Are all pairs back? Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. Pair number 1, you're up. So, what do you know about Judaism?
Sir, Judaism is an Abrahamic religion. Monotheistic religion and ethnic religion are the two types of religion that make up the collective religious. The Jewish people's cultural, legal, and civilization traditions, it began as an organized religion in the Bronze Age in the Middle East. According to some researchers, modern Judaism emerged from Yahwism, the ancient Israel and Judah religion, approximately 500 BCE, and is thus one of the oldest monotheistic religions. Judaism is seen as a religion by many people. Jews are seen as the embodiment of God's covenant with the Israelites, their forefathers. It encompasses a large number of books, activities, theological perspectives, and organization structures. That's all, sir.
Wonderful. That is correct. Give her a round of applause. Very good. So yes, like what she said, Judaism is an Abrahamic monotheistic religion. All right. So during the Bronze Age, it has been or it has its roots as an organized religion in the Middle East. All right. And class, just to remind you that monotheistic religion, it means the belief that there is only one God, an all supreme being that is universally referred to as God. So, sorry, there is only one deity, which is referred to as God. All right, is that clear? And also, just to add on what she said, Judaism is considered by religious Jews to be the expression of the covenant that God established with the Israelites, which is their ancestors. All right, good job. So, pair number 2, you're next. Tanakh and how important it is to the Hebrews. Representative from group or pair number 2?
Sir,
Yes, Jeffrey.
the Tanakh is also known as the Hebrew Bible by secular religious researchers. Christians refer to it as the Old Testament. Later literature like the Midrash and the Talmud represent the Torah, additional oral heritage. Hebrew is a language that is spoken in Israel, although Torah can also mean teaching, law, or instruction. The term Torah can also mean teaching, law, or instruction. Be used as a catch-all phrase for any Jewish work that builds on or extends on Moses' original 5 books. Tanakh is vital to the Jewish people because it is the central sacred Jewish literature that governs all areas of Jewish life. Hebrews, life as a Jew. So the books of the Old Testament make up the Christian Bible's Old Testament, the Tanakh, although they appear in a different order. That's all, sir.
All right, good job, Jeffrey. That's a splendid presentation. So, again, Tanakh is also known as the Hebrews Bible, and to the Christians, it is the Old Testament. All right? So, the word Torah, which is the supplemental oral tradition, which is represented by texts such as the Midrash and the Talmud, means teaching, law, or instruction. All right? But Torah can also be used as a general term that refers to any Jewish text that expands or elaborates on the 5 books of Moses. All right? So the Old Testament in the Christian Bible is made up of the books of the Tanakh, although they appear in a different order, like what Jeffrey mentioned. So I want you, class, to remember that as Tanakh as a Judaism's text, its values its values strongly influenced later Abrahamic religions, including Christianity and Islam. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. But do you have any questions about his presentation?
None, sir.
All right.
None po.
Now, pair number 3, you're up. The term Judaism, and where was it derived from?
The word Judaism comes from the Latinized form of the ancient Greek Judaismos, which means to stand with or emulate the Judeans. The Yehuda, which means Judah, and is also the basis of the Hebrew term for Judaism. Yahadut was its ultimate source. It meant seeking or forming part of a cultural entity in the context of the time and period, and it was similar to its antonym Hellenismos, a word that denoted a people's subjection to Hellenic cultural norms. The Maccabean revolt was motivated by a dispute between Judaism and Hellenism.
Very good. And to add to that, Oxford English Dictionary defined the term Judaism as the profession or practice of the Jewish religion, the religious system or polity of the Jew. So again, the term Judaism, it was derived from a Latinized form of the ancient Greek Judaismos, all right, meaning to side with or imitate the Judeans. So its ultimate source, again, was the Yehuda, meaning Judah, which is also the source of the Hebrew term for Judaism, Yahadut. So, guys, Yahadut means seeking or forming part of a cultural entity. All right? So, any questions about the term where Judaism was derived from? Do you guys have any questions?
None,
None,
sir.
sir.
All right. Next last pair, you're up. So, what are the core tenets of Judaism and how will it be established in the modern era?
In a strict sense, unlike Christianity, Judaism is a monotheistic religion. There are no hard and fast rules in Christianity or Islam. Articles of faith that are universally binding as a result of incorporation of these elements into the liturgy. Scholars have offered several formulations of Judaism's essential ideas throughout Jewish history, all of which have been rejected, faced with opposition. Maimonides' 13 formula is the most popular. Faith ideas emerged in the 12th century. Any, according to Maimonides, a Jew who denies any of these principles is deemed a heretic and an apostate. Jewish academics have maintained positions that differed from Maimonides' teachings in numerous ways. As a result, only the first five principles are endorsed by Reform Judaism. Given the multiplicity and complexity of Judaism's essentials ideas, establishing them in the current period is much more difficult. That's all po, sir.
All right, very good, Mitch. So again, guys, Judaism doesn't have any core tenets because there are no fixed universally binding articles of faith because there are no, or it was not incorporated into the liturgy. All right. So all right. So establishing those tenets in the modern era, like what Michelle said, it's really difficult. Okay. Because the diversity of the contemporary Jewish denomination. So meaning there are already a lot of religions out there. So it's a really impossible for Judaism to establish its core tenets in the modern era. Even if it's restricted or if it restricts the problem to the most influential intellectual trends of the 19th and 20th century, the matter remains complicated. That was an amazing presentation. Thank you, class, so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. Now, do you have any questions about the topics that was discussed by each pairs?
None, sir.
Okay. All right, let's move on. So, now that you've understand the concept and the origin of Judaism, I actually prepared another activity. So, you, my students, will be invited to my talk show, today's show with Sir Philip. All right? So, we will talk about things related to Judaism. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good job. Right, just give me a sec here. Let me just pull up the guide questions. Hold on. Hold on, give me a sec. Right, there you go. So, first question, and this will be for Miss Acosta. Since Israel is the place of origin of Judaism, why is Judaism so important to Israel?
Sir Philip, thank you po for inviting me on your chat show today. So, Israel. I believe that within the Judaism, Israel is the Holy Land. It is the land where the faith began, and Jerusalem is the holy city. So, holy city. So for Jews, Jerusalem is one of the core of their faith and their worlds. According to Jewish tradition, all of creation began in Jerusalem, and many Jewish people still visit the Jerusalem today as the focal or as the holiest city in the religion. Thank you po.
All right, that was amazing. So with that being said, Mr. Jeffrey or Mr. Hidalgo, what do you think is the main purpose of Judaism?
So, simply said, Judaism is a communal faith. Jews believed that God picked them to be his chosen people in order for them to serve as an example of holiness and ethical behavior to the rest of the world. Jewish life is very much a communal life, and Jews must participate in many activities as a group. Jews also have a strong sense of belonging to a worldwide community with Jewish people all throughout the world. So a lot of Jewish religious life is oriented around the home and family activities.
All right. So yeah, that is beautiful answer. So like what he said, Judaism is the faith of the community. That is why it's really important to Israel, and it's the that is which makes it the main purpose of Judaism. All right, Miss Marielle, what do you think is the most important thing in Judaism?
So the most fundamental teaching and principle of Judaism is, in my opinion, is that there is one God, everlasting and incorporeal, who desires that all people do what is just and merciful. Everyone was made in the image of God, and they are entitled to dignity and respect.
All right, that is correct. So yeah, like what we mentioned earlier during our earlier discussions, Judaism is a monotheistic religion, which means that they only believe in one God. All right, uh, which is eternal and corporeal. Now, like what she said, or like what Miss Makalalad said, all people are created in the image of God, which deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Now, I have a question. Do you guys treat each other with dignity and respect?
Yes, sir.
Or,
Yes, sir.
or that's what I want to hear. And that is what I want you to think about all the time. All right. Wherever you go, treat each other with dignity and respect. Because if you treat someone with respect, they will definitely treat you the same as well. All right. But respect or you can't impose respect. Okay. Respect must be earned. So you really need to gain their trust so that people will respect you and treat you with dignity. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good job. So, can you tell us what makes Judaism unique, Miss um, Troncoso?
Jews practice monotheism. They only worship and believe in one God. Historians are intrigued by this because in the ancient world, monotheism was a rare occurrence. The majority of Asian societies practice polytheism. They worship and believe in a variety of gods.
Okay, that is wonderful. So yes, it simply means that, or the what makes Judaism different from the other religion is they believed in worship only one God, like unlike the others, which has multiple gods. All right. So that's what makes Judaism unique from the other religions. Now, our last question. This is gonna be for Miss Azikate. So, this is gonna be our last question for today's episode. How does Judaism impact the world today, based on your opinion?
Sir, the Jewish ideals have influenced people for millennia and continue to do so today. This is especially true in today's environment. Judaism signified the start of a new way of life. Humans have the ability and thus the responsibility to alter society. According to a revolutionary thought, stopping injustices around the world is a responsibility. That's all po, sir.
All right. Uh, Students, don't you think that stopping injustices in the world is the most amazing thing, because Judaism, like what Mrs. Sikari mentioned, it or Judaism impacts people for centuries, like what she said. All right, so people believed in Judaism, or the Jews have the ability and responsibility to stop injustices. Like, even though you're not, this is not your religion, you have the ability and responsibility to stop injustices. So, say for example, you will see someone suffering or being bullied. Say for example at school. So, let's say Mr. Hidalgo is bullying Miss Acosta, and you see it in front of you. What are you gonna do about it? I want to hear it from Miss Makatangay. So, what are you gonna do about it, or what are you gonna do when if you see Mr. Hidalgo bullying Miss Acosta in front of you?
Ah, Pagsasabihan po si Mr. Hidalgo na yung pangbubuli kay Miss Acosta ay hindi magandang gawain.
Hmm. That is correct. That is perfect. Because did you guys heard what Miss Makatangay said? Pipigilan niya. So that means she will stop the injustice happening in front of her. And that's what I want you to remember all the time, class. Okay? So again, um, treat everyone with dignity and respect. All right? And stop injustices however you can. All right? In whatever way you can. Just stop it. And let's spread positivity around the world. All right? There's no need to spread those, you know, negative attitudes or behavior towards the others. Let's just coexist, love one another, respect one another, and we will have a peaceful life. Okay? Do you guys agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. So, this lesson has equipped you with an additional experience. And now I'll be calling three of you to tell us what you've learned or what you've realized and what you will commit to do. And since this is very sudden, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to think about what you've learned during this lesson, what you realized during this lesson, and what you will commit to do based on what you've learned and realized. All right. So again, I will be giving you 5 minutes to finish this activity, and I'll be calling three people. So you may now start. All right, less than 1 minute, and I'm really excited for this activity. All right, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is up. I hope everyone have their answers already. So, hold on. Let me just go back to the previous slide. So again, for your experience during this discussion, uh, I'll be calling three of you to tell us what you've learned, what you've realized, and what you will commit to do basing from the knowledge you gained on today's lesson. All right. So I want to hear it from Miss Makatangay. So what is your experience on this discussion? Kindly tell us.
What I learned is Judaism is an ancient monotheistic religion with origins in Israel and other areas of the ancient Middle East and centers around the philosophy of one true God and his chosen people. What I realize is that the history of Judaism is essential to understanding the Jewish faith, which has a rich heritage of law, culture, and tradition. And I commit to value it by showing respect because to live a life respecting others means to realize that everyone is unique and everyone should be valued as such. That is all, sir.
Wonderful. Give her a round of applause, class. That is amazing experience. So yes, I definitely agree with you that you need to value what you've learned because you will be using it not just today, but also in the future. All right. So next, I want to hear it from Miss Devilla. Can you please or kindly tell us what is your experience on today's discussion?
What I learned is what I learned about during this time, they believe in only one God. And Judaism is the faith of a community. What I realized is their God commits to believers through prophets and rewards with good deeds. And what I commit is I also believe in one God since I was also a believer of only one God. And that's all, sir.
Okay, that is amazing. So I just have a question for you, Miss Devilla. So since that you believe in one God, like Judaism, are you going to follow the same thing? Like, are you going to respect everyone and stop injustices in the world? Hello, Uh, Miss Devilla. All right. So it seems like she's having an internet connection problem. No issues. Now, for the third and last students who will share their experience, I want to hear it from Miss De Torres. So, what have you learned? What have you realized, and what will you commit to do on your undertakings on this activity or today's discussion?
I learned that Judaism believed in one God who revealed himself through ancient prophets. The history of Judaism is essential to understanding the Jewish faith,
There's
which has a heritage of law, culture, and tradition. And I realized that Judaism is more than an abstract intellectual system, Though there have been many efforts to view it systematically, it affirms divine sovereignty disclosed in creation and in history without necessarily insisting upon, but at the same time not rejecting metaphysical speculation about the divine. And I commit to value it not for myself but for others, for them to use it to bring betterment for everyone. That's all, sir.
Wonderful. That is amazing. Bringing betterment to everyone is a positive attitude that I want you guys to to take in and always remember. Because if you have that outlook in life, everyone will fall its place, and we will have a happy and healthy environment to live with. All right. So thank you so much. Those are wonderful experiences. And again, the values that you've learned during this discussion, I want you guys to always keep that in mind. Always remember that, because again, that will be helpful in your future endeavors. So for your last activity, guys, you will be creating a personal blog. So this is entitled Train of Thought. All right. So you guys will be bloggers today. And your blog shall answer the question how Judaism played a significant role on the development of Western culture and civilization. Guys, it should be between 200 to 300 characters, and you may upload the file on Google Drive, or you may take a picture of it and send it to our group chat. So if you decide to do it on a Google Drive, I will post the link on these Meet chat box. And again, you will be given 5 minutes to finish this activity. Do you guys have any questions before you begin?
None, sir.
None, sir.
Or any clarifications perhaps? None? Everything good? Thumbs up if everything is good. All right, so you may now start. Let me correct myself, guys. It's not 5 minutes, but it's going to be 10 minutes. All right, so again, you may now start. All right, last 1 minute. So I hope you guys are just finalizing your personal blogs, and I will pick someone who will share their answer to the class. All right, we have 30 seconds left. So please think about the thoughts because we have a criteria for this, and you guys will be graded off by that. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Time is up. Right. So again, how Judaism played um, a significant role on the development of Western culture and civilization. Now, I want to hear your work, Miss Acosta. Can you please share, or may you please share your output on the entire class?
Yes, sir. Okay po. Judaism has had a profound influence on Western civilization. As a result, moral and ethical ideas developed by Judaism help shape Western ideas about law, morality, and social justice. Judaism influenced other areas of Western civilization, including religious belief, literature, and weekly schedule. Judaism has played a significant role in the development of the Western culture because of its unique relationship to Christianity, the dominant religious force in the West. Although the Christian Church drew of other sources as well as its retention of the sacred scripture of the synagogue as the integral part of the Bible. It was, however, not only Judaism heritage but it is persistent that touched the Western civilization. The continuing existing of these even as a Pharaoh people, was both challenge and warning. Their liberation from the shackles of discrimination, segregation, and rejections of the beginning of the modern era was understood by many to be touchstone of all human liberty. That's all po.
That was amazing. Give her a round of applause, students. I really like that. So please take a photo of those outputs that you did and upload it on our group chat or on the Google Drive that I sent the link to. And yeah, so this is gonna be your last activity for today. For you to really, or for us to really check if you really understood today's discussion, you will have like a short quiz. And again, as promised, those students who were able to answer correctly the questions on from our activity earlier, you guys will be given additional points for today's quiz. All right. So what's gonna happen now is I will be posting the link of your short quiz on this Meets chat box. Click on it, answer it, and you'll have 5 minutes to finish the exam. You may now start. Last 1 minute. I hope everyone is done on their assessment. All right, so you only have 20 seconds left to finish your short quiz. So, right, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, is everyone back? Are you guys
Yes,
all
sir.
here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, good job. So let's check your scores. Hold on, let me just check here. I'm impressed. So most of you got a perfect score on this assessment. Well done. I want to highlight Mr. Hidalgo, Miss Makatangay, and Miss Acosta for getting a perfect score. Good job. Give them a round of applause. Also, Miss De Villa, Miss De Torres, Miss Biscocho, Troncoso, and Nasicate, good job as well. You got 9 correct answers. That is amazing. So let's go ahead and check those answers, okay? So it is considered by religious Jews to be the expression of the covenant that God established with the Israelites, their ancestors. So again, what is the answer to that? Everyone?
Judaism.
Judaism.
Judaism. That is correct. All right. Next question. Judaism is an Abrahamic blank and ethnic religion comprising the collective religious, cultural, and legal tradition and civilization of the Jewish people. What is the answer?
Monotheistic, sir.
Monotheistic. Correct. Next question. The blank is also known to secular scholars of religion as the Hebrew Bible and to Christians as the Old Testament. What is it?
Tanakh.
Tanakh. Correct. Uh-huh. Next question. The blank supplemental oral tradition is represented by later texts such as the Midrash and the Talmud. What is it?
Torah.
Torah.
Torah. Very good. Next question. The Hebrew word Torah can mean blank, law, or instruction. What is the missing word?
Teaching.
Teaching. Correct. Next, the term Judaism derives from blank, a Latinized form of the ancient Greek daismos, meaning to side with or imitate the Judeans. What is the answer?
Judaismus.
Judaismus. That is correct. 7. Def- uh, Blank defined the term as the profession or practice of the Jewish religion, the religious system or polity of the Jew. What is the answer?
Oxford English Dictionary.
Perfect. That is correct. Number 8. According to blank, any Jew who rejects even one of these principles or even one of those principles would be considered an apostate and a heretic. What is the answer?
Maimonides.
Students? Maimonides. Yes, that is correct. You guys are having a hard time pronouncing it as well, right? All right. So 9th question, blank meant seeking or forming part of a cultural entity, and it resembled its antonym Hellenismus, a word that signified a people's submission to Hellenic cultural norms or Greek cultural norms. What is the answer?
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
Yahadut.
Yahad, that is correct. And for your last question, the blank in the Christian Bible is made up of the books of the Tanakh, although they appear in a different order. What is the answer?
Old Testament.
Old Testament.
Old Testament. Very good. Give yourselves a round of applause, class, for doing a job well done. So, before we proceed with your homework for our next meeting, do you have any questions on today's discussion or lesson?
None, sir.
Answer.
And I believe you've or you all understood the um, the origins of Judaism and what is it trying to say to people. Correct? Even the moral, you guys will practice to do that as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. All right. That's a good job. So, for your assignment, on your activity notebook, I want you to construct 10 situations where Christianity played an important role on the daily lives of its believers. All right. So, again, this will be submitted uh, next or on or before our next meeting. And I want you to take a picture of that output and upload it on our Google Classroom. Okay. But aside from that, do you guys have any questions for your assignment? Any clarifications, perhaps? Is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
All right.
Yes,
Very good. Good job. So that's it for today's discussion. Thank you all so much for coming into class, and I'll see you next meeting. Class dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.